Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks so much for watching News Now, which is a part of Fox10Phoenix.com. Again, my name is Pilar Arias. Thanks so much for being with us. We're going to get going on some of the day's top stories from across the country, catch you up on some other things going on across the good old U.S. of A., where many of us live that watch News Now. Hello to all you News Nowers out there. So happy to be with you today. We are going to start, matter of fact, right here in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm going to pull up a live picture because it's just so beautiful right now in the Valley of the Sun. We've got all the green from all the rainfall and all the snow melt we've been seeing lately, and then the temperatures are just absolutely gorgeous. It does not feel like the unofficial start of summer is this weekend already, but it's currently 73 degrees out here in the valley. And from the South Mountain Tower cam, doesn't it just look gorgeous? Doesn't it make you want to go for a hike or just sit outside, read a book, maybe have some coffee or tea? I'm surprised that the roof at Chase Field there is closed. But the reason I brought you out here to the valley is because our very own Matt Galka has this first top story for us. It's about the United States Postal Service testing out self-driving mail trucks. What do you think? Good idea or bad?
The future is now. Well, at least for the next 2 weeks for the United States Postal Service. The USPS partnered with Too Simple, a self-driving trucking company, for a 2-week pilot program to make runs between Phoenix and Dallas, Texas.
It is around over 1,000 miles. We will have a safety engineer and a safety truck driver on the vehicle to make sure the system is behaving constantly safe and reliable at all times.
We reached Too Simple's Vivian Sun by Skype. The company has research and development facilities in Tucson.
We have been testing in Arizona for a long time. Our base is in Tucson, Arizona. We are testing our truck from Phoenix to Tucson, Tucson to Nogales, Tucson to El Paso, and now we're officially kicking off a route from Phoenix to Dallas.
So going autonomous actually helps get stuff around. It helps the companies, it helps us who are receiving goods, but there are a lot of hurdles to get over before we actually get there.
ASU professor and expert in emerging technology Andrew Maynard says the test is good for companies, but could one day be bad for drivers.
You're potentially looking at a market in 5 to 15 years' time where we don't have drivers, which means all of those people that potentially could be driving have to look for other jobs.
The trucks will have a driver and safety engineer inside to take over if necessary.
All right, that was our very own Matt Galka reporting there. What do you all think? Seems like they're going to be going all throughout Arizona and other parts of the U.S. as well, so let us know. We're going to stay right here on the West Coast, this side of the country. We're going to head on over to California, where it appears that they now are at least planning for a task force to address homelessness. And of course, we all know that homelessness isn't just a problem in California, but it is one of the states that deals with it a little bit more often than others.
It comes a lot when you're homeless and out on the street. You find yourself keep backpedaling.
Cal Carlisle spent years on the street before landing at the Henry Robinson Center in downtown Oakland. The rapid rehousing program serves 300 people every year, with an 88% success rate of placing them in permanent housing when they leave.
It has put me actually in a mind state to where I can excel.
Governor Gavin Newsom highlighting that success and announcing plans to address homelessness with the state task force.
We got work to do. This is a national disgrace. Yeah. It's happened on our watch. We own this.
The governor allocating $1 billion to combat the issue of homelessness.
Homelessness does not have to be hopelessness.
With the task force led by Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg and co-chaired by Los Angeles County Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas.
And so the governor has tasked us, charged us with looking at this from a regional perspective, and that means from northern region to southern region and central region.
The governor has really doubled down on investing directly in big cities who are on the front lines of this challenge.
The task force will look at what works best across the state, like hotel-motel conversions, job programs, and the success of places like the Robinson Center. The governor says homelessness needs to be addressed as a regional issue, with cities and counties working together.
I get it. Everywhere I go, people are outraged. They're angry about what's happened or not happening on the streets. This is the issue that ultimately defines our failure as a society.
Wow, when you see those images of homelessness in California, it just makes you think twice and kind of appreciate what you have. All right, we are going to head to Seattle, Washington now, where the Children's Hospital had to close some operating rooms due to dangerously high mold levels. Let's get the details.
So you're not giving me any information then.
Jody Puppy took her 11-year-old son Ryan to Seattle Children's Hospital for sinus surgery back in April.
It was supposed to be like a 2-hour surgery. He was back there for 4.5 hours.
When she heard the news about the discovery of aspergillus, that's a common type of mold we breathe in every day, she panicked.
They're right there, opened and ready to collect any bacteria or fungus or anything going in that air.
The chief medical officer with Seattle Children's says patients with non-invasive surgeries are at a lower risk for contracting an infection because of the mold.
They're just like, okay, you have a lower risk, but they're not really giving us information. So that's frustrating. Like, oh, it really upsets me, actually.
Jody is worried that because of Ryan's complicated medical history and compromised immune system, he could be.
He gets sick all the time. Oh my gosh. Could this be this?
She called the information line, hoping to confirm that during his 4.5-hour surgery, her son wasn't impacted by aspergillus in the air.
Was he in one of the operating rooms?
Unfortunately, those details weren't available to Jody.
I want them to tell me what's going on.
So now she waits.
I feel like actually it gave me more anxiety just because I'm like, okay, now you're really not giving me any information.
We still won't kill me.
So does Ryan.
I don't really care as I'm sick.
In Puyallup, Allie Bradley, Q13 News.
All right, Allie, thanks so much for that report there. We are going to take a look at a new study. You know, you keep hearing that CBD oil is being put in everything to treat anything, right? Well, now they're saying it could be used to combat addiction, specifically opioid addiction. What do you think? Is it hopeful?
They just feel so defeated, so in this place of I am nothing, and they've accepted that, and that hurts.
David Bessie says heroin addiction took over his life.
You know, my parents completely cut me off.
Then he hit rock bottom.
One night, I tried to commit suicide, and it was rough.
This state of affairs is begging us to look at other options.
Options like CBD. Dr. Sarah Cohen of the Resource Medical Center tells the Fox 31 problem solvers, whether it's a street drug or one found in a medicine cabinet, the effect is the same.
And we see that CBD helps to regulate the addicted brain, and we're seeing in animal models that it reduces drug-seeking behavior.
CBD could provide a second chance for millions of people, but only if used under a doctor's supervision.
There's a lot of discomfort involved in getting off of opiates, generally, especially if you do it on your own. So I think that there are a lot of strategies that clinicians can have to help ease the transition.
Doctors say treating an addiction as soon as possible is crucial. 94% of opioid users who developed a heroin addiction say they tried street drugs when they could no longer get prescriptions for painkillers.
Oh, you can do this. You can get out of this problem.
Now celebrating 4 years of sobriety and helping others at Denver's 180 Ministries, David says it's a lifelong fight he's up for because life is worth living.